Chris, and in this video we're going to take a look at how to combine like terms. Now there are a couple videos that we have up already that cover this general principle with numbers that are a little bit easier to work with. So if you're first getting started, you might want to watch one of those other videos, and you'll see the links on the screen somewhere around here, and you can click and watch those now. But if you're pretty comfortable with the concept, but you want to try maybe a more advanced question, or you have maybe some fractions that you're dealing with in some of the questions that you have for school, then this is a good place to look so that we can talk about how to tackle a question like this. So with combining like terms, we know we want to combine the variables together, the x's, and then we want to combine the numbers together, the 2/5 and the 2 that we see in this problem. But with fractions, it sometimes complicates the process because it's very difficult adding and subtracting fractions, and if we're not 100% comfortable with it, it's an easy place to make careless mistakes. So let's see if there's another way of working with a problem like this where we can kind of get rid of the fractions. And in this case, what we want to do to get rid of a denominator, anytime you see a denominator, if you were to multiply that term by the value of that denominator, it would cancel out, and you would no longer have a denominator, you would no longer have a fraction to deal with. So here, if we multiply this times 3, then it would cancel out the 3, or if we multiply this times 5, it would cancel out the 5, and we wouldn't have to deal with the fraction. However, in this case, whatever you do to any part of an equation, remember, you have to do the same thing to all parts. So if we multiply this times 3, that means times 3 times 3 times 3. And if we multiply this times 3, it wouldn't cancel out the 5. Vice versa. If we multiply this times 5, times 5, times 5, times 5, those 3's wouldn't cancel out. So whenever you have different denominators, what you need to look for in order to be able to cancel out both, you need to look for the least common multiple, which basically means a number that 3 will go into evenly, that 5 will also go into. And in this case, one of the easiest ways to find that value is to multiply your denominators together. So here, 3 times 5 is 15, and 15 is in fact the smallest possible number that both 3 and 5 will divide into. So we actually want to multiply everything in this equation times 15. So we're doing times 15 over here, times 15 in here, times 15 over here, and times 15 over here. Every single term in the whole equation gets multiplied times 15 so that it will still remain equal because we're doing the same thing to both sides. So we can still write it out as an equation, but let's take a look at how this simplifies now. 15 times 1/3. Well, when you're multiplying with fractions, you can cross cancel. So 3 goes into 15 5 times. So this becomes 5 times 1, which is just 5x. Here we have 2 times 15, no fractions to worry about, so we just do the exact math. 2 times 15 is 30. Here, again, when you're multiplying with fractions, you can cross cancel if there's anything that can be reduced, and in this case, 3 goes into 15 5 times, that's a 1 and that's a 5. So negative 4 times 5 is negative 20. And we have a 1 in the denominator, which we can ignore. You don't have to write in a 1 if it's in the denominator. And then here 5 goes into 15 3 times. So 2 times 3 is 6. So we have minus 6 once we simplify that. Oops, and I forgot my x over here. Just testing to make sure you caught that. So make sure that if you're multiplying, you keep track of which terms still have your variable attached to them, like I almost missed on that one. Luckily, we caught that. So now we can combine like terms the way that we've probably seen in some more simplistic problems. Here we can bring the 20x over to this side. And it doesn't matter if you want to bring the 20x this way or bring the 5x over here. As long as you're combining the like terms with each other and doing the correct math, then your answer will be right. It doesn't matter which way you move each term. So don't worry about that when you're first deciding how am I supposed to set it up. It doesn't matter which order you approach the combination of the terms in. In this case, 5 plus 20 gives us 25x plus 30 equals negative 6. We subtract 30. because remember we're trying to get the x by itself. 25x equals negative 36. And we divide by 25, divide by 25. X equals, and in this case 36 over 25 unfortunately can't be reduced. There are no values that go into both numbers, so we can leave it as is. Your answer can be written as negative 36 over 25. If you have further questions, please feel free to watch our other videos. You can visit our website at sandersontestprep.com, and you can watch more combining like terms and other relatable topics on STP TV. Thanks for watching.